Hey guys, thanks for tuning into CMTEQ channel. You are looking at a giant resistor network, or a spider web of resistors, if we may call it like that. So this is a 3-wire distributor circuit. Now, learning to solve this type of circuit basically empower you in your everyday electronics circuit design or analysis, because there is a lot of principles that will be applied while solving this type of circuit. So by the end of this tutorial, you're going to be empowered on how to approach these kind of circuit and solve them with ease without having to scratch your head a couple of times, if not all the time. So thank you for tuning in. So if you find it useful, do not forget to give this tutorial a thumbs up and subscribe to CMTEQ channel. That will be highly appreciated. So what are you seeing? So we've got a network of resistors and current source. Basically, you've got loads of current pulling this way, and from B going down this way, and then you've got the current from G and F, and you've got another current flowing that way. So we have a current coming from the first power supply that's flowing this way that we need to determine, and there is another current flowing this way. Okay, now looking at the problem statement, they say calculate the voltage between the middle wire and the outer wire at each load point. Okay, so that basically means the voltage across AB, BE, CL, GK, FJ, HI, right? So that's the voltage we need to find. Now, in order for us to determine the voltage at any particular point, if you are designing an electronic circuit or you are analyzing a circuit, you will have to watch out the current flowing into that section, because the current flowing into a particular point on the circuit will determine how much voltage is being dropped and what will be the voltage left to reaching the other point. So which means here, the voltage at A will be dependent on the voltage dropping here, right? Because that must be subtracted from the source here to 20 volt. Okay, now so that then means your key points here are the currents. Okay, now we know that we've got 5 amps, 10 amps, 12 amps. Summing them up, that basically leaves us here with 27 amp. Okay, and you can do the same at the bottom here. We've got 15, 5 and 15, that is 35. So that means you got this current flowing this way, and this way. So you've got 35 amps of current flowing that way. Now, how are you going to determine the current flowing in between here? It's really depend on each one of these branches. Let's take, for instance, the current coming to this branch here, 5 amps. We know that there is only 5 amps of current flowing in here. But now this branch here, the current is flowing down here. It needs 15 amps, but I'm only getting 5 coming from here. It's either I get another supply from here, or I will rely on a supply from here to make up the 15 amp. That is exactly how you're going to figure out the currents here. Now let's start from this section here. So here we've got 15 amps flowing from G to K. Okay, 15 amps. Now C earlier is only providing us 12. Only 12 amps is flowing here. So which means we're going to be short of a 3 amps. So that basically means here there should be a 3 amps of current that need to flow here through the resistor of 100 milliohm. These are very small resistance value. 300 milliohm. The highest here is like a 400 milliohm. But do not underestimate them, because there is a lot of current that's going to cross through them, and that is going to be a massive voltage drop. Now let's get back to solving our problem here. So now we know that we've got 3 amps of current flowing this section. Now if we got 3 amps that need to come through here, now that leaves us only with 10 amps here, because now we know that this is only 12 amps. Okay, so we cannot do otherwise. Okay, 12 amps. And here, now here we know that the current here must be the 10 plus the 12, so that's going to be 22 amps here. Okay, so there is no problem there. That's going to be 22. But down here we only getting 10 amps. Okay, only 10 amps. Now from the 10 amps we know that we need 5 amps here, but there is 3 amps already going. Okay, 3 amps is already going, so which means we need to supply a current here of 8 amps, because 3 is gonna go there, 5 need to go down here. But if only 10 amps is flowing down this way, okay, so which means to get a current of 8 amps going this way, so that 5 can come down here and 3 can go this way, which means from the 10 amps here, we only going to need the 8 amps, okay, because the 8 amps is going to solve our problem here. Then we've got nothing to do with the other 2 amps, so the 2 amps can go this way, okay. So 2 amps of current gonna flow the other direction. Now we got the 2 amps of current coming to this point here. Now this point here need 15 amps, okay. 15 amps must flow to this point here. Now there is 2 amps coming in, so we're going to be shorting 13 amps must flow from this point here. So this must be 13 amps because it must add up with the 2 amps to make a 15 amps, okay. Now if we need 13 amps of current here, that basically means here we are getting the 5 amps, we need to get 8 amps here, okay. Now we know what the current is here. 8 amps plus 5 amps is going to give us 13 amps. Now the 13 amps is going to flow in here with these 2 amps, then we get our 15 amps. And when 15 amps flow here, so basically 15 amps flow here, 5 amps flow here, this current here is going to be 20 amps, okay. And then the 20 amps will combine with these 15 amps, and we're going to have a 35 amps here, and that flow back into the source. So that basically follow the money, the direction of the current. Now that we know all the current direction in this web, we can then go ahead and start solving for the voltage drop across each one of these points. So to find the voltage across AD, we do V AD. Is basically we need to run this loop here. So that's going to be 220, okay, 220 volt minus 27 times the 200 milliohm resistance. So that's going to be 27 times 0,2, okay. Then there is no voltage there, it's just a current. Then this current is flowing the opposite direction, okay. So it's going to be plus 8 times the 400 milliohm resistance, that is 0,4. Then you just have to sum this. It's going to be 220 minus 5.4 plus 3.2, and this is equal to 217.8 volt. So that is the voltage across AD, okay. Now the next voltage to solve is a voltage between B and E. So that's going to be denoted as VBE. Now what is VBE? Now VBE here, we're going to do another loop here, okay. So the loop here, we're going to take from this point here. Now we're no longer taking from 220. The voltage reference there is now 217.8. Okay, so now this is our voltage drop. Now remember the current here is 22 amps, so we're going to have 217,8 minus the voltage drop across a 200 milliohm here, so it's gonna be 22 amp times 0,2, okay, minus the current is flowing the same direction on this 200 milliohm resistance there. But remember the current here is only 2 amps. So it's going to be minus 2 times 0,2. Now you come to this point here, the current is flowing the other direction and it is 13 amp. So it's going to be plus 13 times 0,2. 0,2, and that's going to be 217,8 minus 4.4. 22 times 0,2, that's going to be 4.4 minus 0,4 plus 13 times 0.2, so 13 times 0.2, and that's 2.6, 2.6. Then this is going to be equal to 215.6 volt. Right, so that is the voltage across B and E. Now to find the voltage across C and L, we're going to execute the same thing. So which means we're going to run a loop here. Now remember, the current across the first resistance there is 12 amp, okay? And we've got a 3 amp flowing in the opposite direction. And we also have a 8 amp flowing in the opposite direction of the 300 milliohm and 100 milliohm resistance respectively. So that basically means the voltage VCL here is going to be, and as always our reference point have changed now, so it's going to be 215.6 minus 0.2 times 12, so that's going to be 12 times 0.2 minus, no, it's going to be a plus, so it's going to be plus 3 amps times 0.1, so it's going to be 3 times 0.1 plus, because this is also flowing in the opposite direction of our loop, it's going to be 8 times 0.3, 8 times 0.3. So these are basically a voltage drop, okay? These are voltage drop. These are voltage drop, and that is a voltage from our reference point. So summing all of these up, it's going to be 215.6 minus 2.4 plus 0.3 plus 2.4. And that's going to be equal to, so you basically must just sum it up. So it's going to be 215.6 minus 2.4 plus 0.3 plus 2.4. And that's going to be 215.9 volt. And that's going to be the voltage across CL. Now the next voltage is a voltage across HI, so it's going to be VHI. Now what is VHI? So VHI, we're going to follow the same strategy here. We've got our loop. Now the current is flowing this way. Okay, so we are cool. Here the current is flowing this way. So everything is going according to our loop direction. So we're going to have, now remember there is 8 amps here. And the voltage at this point here is what? 220. So we're going to have 220 minus 8 times 0.4 ohm minus 13 times 0.2, okay, and minus, now we come this side, now this is 35 amps, so it's 35 times 0.3, and that is for the voltage across a 300 milliohm resistance. And summing it all up is going to be 203.7 volt. Okay, so that is the voltage at this point here. Okay, so that's what we are basically calculating, voltage across each one of these load here. Okay, so that's the voltage across each one of these load. So now the voltage across FJ, so that's gonna be VFJ. That's going to be now from this point on here. So we found 203.7 minus, right? So that's our loop direction. So now here it's opposite direction, so it's going to be plus, okay, that's a 2 amps, so it's 2 times 0.2, okay, and this is the same direction, minus 8 times 0,3. Okay, and this is the same direction, so it's gonna be minus 20 times 0 to 5. Okay, and summing it up give us a value of 196,7 volt. So that is the voltage across FJ. Now we need to do the last one, so that GK. So we're going to have VGK. Okay, so VGK here, the same strategy that's been working for us. So we have a current flowing this direction. Okay, so this current here is 15. Okay, so it's 15 amp, and you've got a current also flowing here, so it's the same current that's flowing across these two resistors. So we can basically just even add them. A 300 milliohm and a 200 milliohm is the same current that's crossing them. Okay, and we've got that. So here at this point here we got 196, so we're gonna have 196 here 0.7 minus 0,3 times 0,1 minus, that's going to be 0,5, so it's 300 times 200 milliohm, and the current is 15 amps, so it's gonna be 15 times 0,5, and that's going to give us a voltage of 188.9 volt. So that is it, guys, for this tutorial. So this is basically how you approach this type of network, basically by determining the direction of your current and the current on each location on the network. That will tell you the voltage drops and the potential at each location. So thank you very much. If you found this tutorial useful, as always, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to CMTEQ channel. Until next time, cheers.